the AI in the room, right? This is what everyone is raving about.
Even if you are changing a label of a button, that is also impacting the business.
Right.
They will maybe think like, oh my God, I lost my job or so. Nothing. If you have skill, if you have talent, there is a space for you.
What do you think is going to be the next big thing in design?
Completely revamping, and we are expecting to the reversion and all rebranding by this year itself. So there is no Istara.
So let's talk a little bit about your awards. Red Dot Design Award. So for those who don't know, it's actually one of the most prestigious awards in the field of design. What are the initiatives or the projects that landed you that award?
Okay, so in 2024, the last year, so what happened for the Red Dot, we submitted one concept. So that was a design concept. So it's called Easy Booking.
Easy Booking,
yeah. So now that is available now. That is part of airindia website. And so we are so happy with, this is called the Oscar of Design, isn't it? So super excited. It's a team collaboration only. So there are some processes we has to be followed. We has to create prototypes. We has to be, put the ROI information. We has to say what is the impact this is going to be create for the society or the business angle. So that is how it's shaped. Yes, I can't disclose more things about that, but yes, that actually went well. Surprisingly, we got it. Surprisingly, I'm repeating it.
I'm sure you did put all your effort.
A lot of
it's not
effort.
a
Not
small
just
feat.
me. It's a team effort only. There are many contributions comes from different sector. Like we involved a research team to analyze the scope of this engagement. We also took the inspirations from the BA team. What is the scope of the other side?
Understand how?
Right. Then the tech team involved, the possibility, the technical feasibility side.
Understand how?
Content creation team is also involved. Graphic design team is involved. The wireframe team. It's a teamwork. It's a collaboration, and the idea was simple. So we need to make sure to make more business to the airline with a new initiative. All new initiative with a simple agentic AI tool that currently we have. It's called AIG.
AIG.
So how we can transform age to different shapes and making more business to the organization. That is what the key idea of that.
Understood.
So the basic ideas come from our CDT only. So we elaborated that.
Great. And this is the same project that landed you the Gold Stevie Award as well?
Yes. So AIG, that is world's first agentic AI tool from an airline. So we have in collaboration with Microsoft to create the tool. And Stevie Awards, that is also we won the Gold Award and the Bronze Award in the same year, 2024.
So this chatbot is actually not a new thing, right? It's been around for more than a decade. But I think chatbots are getting smarter, with all the innovations that are happening in the field of AI. But from a product experience standpoint, can you tell us how this AIG was designed?
See, AIG is a, how I can say, that's a companion of you, a travel companion. Okay. So if you want to plan a trip to San Francisco, so just ask AIG, hey, I'm planning a trip to SFO on this day to this date. Create an itinerary. The very next moment you are getting the itinerary, including the hotel information. Additionally, now we are also adding the flight information. So how which flight you can take from Kochi to Delhi, Delhi to SFO, and vice versa, which date. And it's also recommending you to what is the wow things that you can do in SFO or the layover time in Delhi.
Right.
So that level of intelligence is there. So it's a pure agentic AI thing. So
got it.
It's a compassionate companion of a passenger, a customer.
Understood.
That's the level it's getting upgraded.
Understood. And this is something that is live already and people are experiencing
That is
and what kind of feedback are you getting on this?
There are two set of feedback I can say. So first set is obviously from the customer side. They are super happy with this. The other side, we are optimized a lot of call center calls. It's very expensive. Taking calls in the call center. So we close around 1 million calls optimization in a year. That's saved a lot of money.
Right.
And now these days, people are easily enter Even they can command, ask anything to AIG. AIG will help you on it.
Understood.
It's a cost optimization is one side, getting profitable in the other side.
Makes sense. Yeah, I wanted to also ask about, like, when you're designing for a brand that literally has the country's name on it, right? And a brand that is catering towards a very diverse audience, right? And people with different literacy levels as well. Like, how do you handle that? And what are your aspirations for AIG to fix some of the issues that you're currently facing in that area?
That is the key challenge. Okay, so if you are in a different country, you only need to be worried about English or French or any other languages.
True.
But now we have to cater around 20-25
Yeah.
languages.
Yeah.
That is one of the key challenges, and definitely within a year we will make sure that everything will be very local.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
That is one of the vision. Yeah.
Great.
The literacy side, like the transportation culture is completely changing, dramatically changing, because the Z generation people are coming in this space, so they are all opting airline other than train or car or any other road transport. So there are some potentials in this space.
Right, absolutely, because this is something that I often talk about, right? So the income disparity between the rich and the poor is still very much there, but I think it has started evening out.
Yeah.
Right, in the recent years, like, everyone is going to college, everyone is getting educated. Not college primarily, but they are earning. They are working on improving the skills that can get you a job. Right. So I think that is happening. I think our youth is definitely improving, and that is also helping our economy. And there definitely is going to be a boom in every industry in India.
Yes.
Yeah, of course, Gen Zs, right? Like, they are also coming into the space and they opt air travel more than train or by road.
Yeah.
I think people have started, we have reached a point where people are willing to spend for comfort, spend extra for comfort, even if you take food delivery apps, right? It came in the US some 2 decades ago. 20 years ago it was there in the US, but in India it was 4 or 5 years. Only been around. I think we only got okay with the idea. We just only recently got okay with the idea that I'm willing to spend a little bit more so that I can have the comfort of getting food delivered to my home rather than me going to the restaurant and eating there or even picking it up from there. So let's talk a little bit about the other offerings that Air India has. Tata Group. But before we go there, what were the major design priorities that you had when Tata Group took over? And I believe, assuming that the taking over happened when you were at Air India.
Yes, I was there. See, customer, obviously, customer is the center. Okay. So first, during the transformation, so initially it was a white label product. So we simply changed the color, typography and all. So that is how the transformation gets started. So later 1 year, we completely create everything from in-house. The mobile app completely we revamped. The website we completely revamped. AIG, that is, we completely built in-house. Plus IFE interfaces is also created. Notification gets started. Notification is a huge space in the business angle. So these are all created in a year, and later we updated or revamped that twice or thrice. Till this time. Okay. So during this, we have to compromise some elements, like we don't need to change few components because these are all third-party components. For example, Amadeus products, the search engine area, and all. So there are some restrictions. So we have to strictly follow their directions. So they will say we can't change this. Okay.
Understood.
But we have to create everything in the Figma or in the Photoshop files, but we can't implement that. So for that, now we are doing everything. We are transforming into in-house productions as well.
Sorry.
So within a year, probably we completely revamped the engineering side as well. So design plus engineering is it's merging to the.
Understood.
Yeah.
Understood.
So the challenges are like, especially like an airline search engine it's depending with a third party.
Understood.
So there are some restrictions with this.
Still there are.
Still there.
Understood. So what was the primary objective of doing that revamp? Was it just the rebrand that lit fire to this whole process, or were there other issues?
No,
as
not
well, from a
exactly.
UX standpoint?
Rebranding is there. Rebranding is definitely is one parameter, but the key parameter is, we started to learn about how the users are behaving these websites. So where are we losing them? Okay, how much traffic is getting in every section, the time, when, where, what, all these information we started to gather. So initially it was not possible because we don't have the mechanism for it.
Right.
So once we get the insights, so based on the insights, we started A/B testing. So we created 50% A design, another 50% of B designs and all. So based on the learnings only. So there are some failures as well also happen.
Yeah.
So that is how it's grown.
Yeah.
So still we are learning. So data, we are getting some insights from it. So all the data is not a decision maker.
True.
But from the insights itself, we have to do an in-house governance is required. After
Right.
then, we have to take a strategic decision for it.
Right.
That is how it works.
Right.
Even if you are changing a label of a button, that is also impacting the business.
Right. Absolutely. And especially when you're doing a major revamp, right? You're disrupting something that is already out there. And did that affect the conversion somehow in an adverse manner initially?
One example is there because we had done a lot of research. We done what I can say, a revolutionary way of booking flow. We introduced that, and unfortunately the business grown down.
What was that revolutionary way?
Because we just break all the traditional way of booking flow. Even I'm not sure about is the problem with that design or the problem with the time we released, because that is the time, it's around December, January time, but usually that time people won't book tickets, so people are usually books on October, November time before the vacation season.
Understood.
Still it's a mystery, but unfortunately from the data we get it, we are losing the money, we are losing the business. This could be one of the series.
So how did this revolutionary design approach differ from your legacy systems? Like, what did you really have in place?
It's a search widget only. So you are searching an airline, you are entering a destination, and you are getting a flight. So we thought, we has to share this throughout the website, so the window will be there all the time.
Understand how?
And we change the position. We contextually that will get changed. Okay, in different page, it could be in a different sizes and different places. Even if you are looking for a perspective of a designer, that is one of the best design. If you looking in the perspective of a technology, that is one of the best technology we implemented. But that was a failure.
So there are a few other offerings from Tata Group, right? When it comes to airlines, there is Vistara, which is a higher tier, and
now actually we merged in September. So that was one of the, it's called Everest. It's a revolutionary things, like merging two airlines together, like Vistara and airindia.
So it's only been merged.
It's merged, completely
So,
merged. So
is it just an operational merge or
no,
brand merge as well?
All aspects. So
Great,
there is no Vistara anymore.
It doesn't exist anymore.
It's airindia only.
Understood.
So I was part of that merging. So I was in the loyalty team. So we converted around 4 million people into Maharaja. Maharaja, that is a new platform that we call the loyalty. So now we have around 10 million customers in loyalty itself.
Right. So Vistara, when it existed, right, it was aiming at a different tier of passengers because the flight ticket expense was slightly higher in Vistara, right? When you compare it with Air India.
No, so actually that was a partnership with Singapore Airlines. So some shares are still holding with the Singapore Airlines only, but there is no price change. There is nothing like that.
So your targeted audience were the same. Right? They fell into the same
we are
category.
using the same flight, and we are completely revamping because we are changing all the purple to our own red, and all the Vista we are calling it the Vista. So we are completely revamping, and we are expecting to the refurbishment and all rebranding by this year itself.
Understood.
So there is no Vistara.
Great. I didn't know about that. So, and you also have AirAsia India, right? That is
Air India Express.
That is
AirAsia is already. That's merged. So there are two type of service we have. The first one is called FSS, that is full service carrier, FSC. Second one is called low cost carrier, LCC. So Air India is running on the FSC pattern. Air India, and initially the Vistara is also on the FSC side. Air India Express is completely low cost carrier, LCC.
Understood.
So these are all running independently.
Understood.
But owned by Tata Group.
Understood. And your responsibilities involve designing for these other
We are helping them.
entities as well?
Yeah, we are helping them for their websites and digital platforms. Yes, it's continuing. So they have a dedicated team in Gurgaon.
Great, great.
But we're a very small team.
Let's talk a little bit about the new center that you've opened in Cochin.
Yeah.
Right, the new center for digital innovation.
Yes. It's called Kodai.
Kodai.
Yeah.
So now let's talk a little bit about the AI in the room, right? This is what everyone is raving about in 2025. So AI, how much of AI has influenced your workflow or your team's workflow in Air India?
A lot, I can say. So only because of AI, we won the red dot.
Yeah,
So AIG is completely based on AI only. So what the express, like AI is electricity. So that will be there all the time. Okay, that is a revolutionary thing. It's a flood. So we don't need to be worried about anything. Like it's not going to lose any kind of jobs of anyone's. If you have a creative,
Right,
you have a space.
right,
But some clerical jobs, some mechanical jobs, definitely that will taken care from the AI part.
right.
But on design side, that is really helping us a lot, isn't it? Like so we are optimizing a lot of time to create something new. For example, if you are editing an image, okay, so long back, if you are using any Photoshop 10 years ago, so it may take 1 day time to complete that poster,
Right.
to composite the layers and all.
Right.
So now it will take
A few prompts.
few prompts.
Yeah.
So be a good prompt.
Yeah.
So for that also you are learning something new.
True.
And that is helping a lot on all angle.
Right.
Like time is
Right.
business, time is money.
Right.
You have to deliver it ASAP. So that is
Right.
optimizing the cost.
Right. In 2021, I think we were hired by an airline company. It's Aero Mexico. Not directly, like we were working with a different agency in the US, and they hired us simply to just do research. They didn't want us to give them any solution at all. They were trying to create an omni-channel experience. So basically, their mobile app was in one place, their web app was in a different place, their kiosk was elsewhere. So they wanted to bring it all together and make it an omni-channel kind of experience, and they wanted us to do just research. And the objectives were very clear as well. And we spent close to 4 or 5 months just doing the research on that. And with the tools that are available right now, I don't think it needs more than 2 weeks of work, quite honestly. But I think that is a game changer.
Yes.
And
yes.
especially when you account for smaller companies, right? Startups, like even such companies, when you're working on projects for them, like even they require the right amount of research that needs to be done, but they may not have the budget for it.
Yeah.
Right. It is. So if you ask me, like if they have budget of say X amount, they don't want us to spend half of it on research, right? Because the takeaway would always be the design, the output that you're giving. So when you're spending so much on research itself, then I think smaller companies who do not have as much, they are not as well capitalized, are going to take the biggest hit. And I think AI is definitely helping there.
Definitely it's helping. So not just from the research side, even the prototyping side itself, like, so if you have a white label product, so you can easily, change the color themes to different sticks, and you can sell that product easily to anyone.
True.
But nobody can see the
exactly
elements. Yeah. So one single source of code, multiple products.
True. And so even for a brand that is only just being conceptualized, right? So at that point, you do not have a direction.
Correct.
So once you have a design system and all of the things in place, the brand book and everything in place, then you are set in a framework and you do not have to think outside of that.
Correct.
A lot of things are defined at that point.
Yes.
But before things are defined, right, it might just be a few ideas, concepts that you or the stakeholders have. And how do you align with the stakeholder? Like they might give you some ideas on a call, on a brief document, and then the designers are supposed to sit down and flesh out those ideas, spend endless hours, conceptualizing it, trying to create something visual out of it. And now it can all happen with prompts, and I think that alignment with the stakeholder can happen much faster.
Yes. See, one example with Adobe Illustrator, I guess. So in Adobe Illustrator, you can simply draw whatever you want to.
Yeah.
You can enter a prompt. You can define like, I want to see this in an Indian architectural format. Okay. Or you can enter a very retro theme. So within the prompt itself, it will show you 3 or 6 options. Same sketch with a different style. So you can opt which one you want. See, the idea is, as you said, like, so if you have a brand book, and brand book as a definition, and you are having a collaboration with Adobe, so you can use this brand book as a training component, training tool, and the system is learning it. And within one sketch, you can say, for example, you have a XYZ company, okay, and this is the branding. So now you need to spend 1 day or 2 days to create illustrations for them. Once Adobe has learned this product is learned this is a brand guidelines, this is the style they are usually used. So you can generate the visual designs in a moment.
True.
One click.
True.
So that's the way it's growing up.
Yeah. So we have to start embracing it and using it.
Yeah. So there are some fear factors still people have. They will maybe think like, oh my God, I lost my job or so. Nothing. If you have skill, if you have talent,
absolutely,
there is a space for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think with that we can dive into the rapid fire round.
Sure.
Great. So, what do you think is going to be the next big thing in design? Like, if you consider the next 5 years, how do you see the product design industry evolving?
It's more personalized and contextual. It's the same product, different for you, different for me, different
Understood.
for a third person.
Understood.
Because the systems knew it, who is Arjun and who is Sreejesh.
Yeah.
Contextually, that will change.
Understood.
Personally, that will serve you.
Understood. What's one design detail of Air India that you are particularly proud of?
Good question. It's not yet come. I'm waiting for it.
You are yet to find it.
I had to find it.
I know that you're big on movies, and Matrix is your favorite franchise of all time. If you are to adopt some technology from a sci-fi movie into Air India, what would that be? Or Air India's product, I mean, anything that has got to do with Air India.
Maybe flash from DC, more faster, point A to point B, commutation easily.
Great. What design trend do you think that needs to be left behind? Some design trend that in your opinion is overrated and should be left behind.
So design trend, did you mean the visual design part?
Anything related to design. Could be a visual is something that you can talk about.
So I'm just worrying, are we really missing the minimalism?
Minimalism.
Because now these days everything is
getting busier and
yes, a lot of information overloaded, isn't it? I mean, that is what I'm just saying. So we can keep it very simple. I'm big fan of the minimalism. Minimalism doesn't mean minimum information or nothing like it.
No.
Which information
precise
that you
information.
need, precise information. You're right.
And I think it would only become challenging, especially since our younger generation, their attention span
is
getting
a problem.
less.
Yeah.
So
max 3 seconds.
The cognitive 3 seconds tops. Decreasing the cognitive load is much more in demand these days than ever.
Still, I mean, you can recollect that so long back. So when we are exploring a website, we are simply sitting and reading all the content. We are taking around 5 to 10 minutes to read a page, or we can simply read a book. It's not a big deal for us.
Right.
But now, when the scrolls came, it's very difficult
to
complete
difficult.
in a single page itself. It's like a giant task.
You want the outcome in seconds.
Yes.
You need instant gratification, and we are also seasoned to be like that in the world we live in currently, because of course the social media culture, like every content started shrinking to the point where it's just a few seconds and it needs to have a hook and and I don't think Breaking Bad would have made the success that it did if it got released now, because it takes a few episodes to
True. Very true.
What is the most rewarding aspect of your role in Air India?
In Air India. See, first of all, not just from Air India angle. See, from as a career angle, I am really proud as a designer, I'm not running behind any kind of a rules. Okay, it doesn't matter that you are a senior, junior, or a director, or a chief. This doesn't make any. I mean, you are getting more responsible. That is okay, but the bottom line is designer. So the definition of designer for me is it's very simple. Just to understand others' problem. Just to try to understand the cause of the problem and try to solve it. See, usually I going for sessions in schools and colleges. I will say, so you can be whatever you want to be. You can be an engineer, you can be a doctor. It's not a problem, but be a designer first.
That's a good
Be
thinking.
compassionate.
That's a good thinking. So that also brings me the question. This is a thought that crossed my mind, and I have not included that in the question. How much of empathy do you think that a designer should have? Of course, empathy is something that we often talk about. It is actually one of the most important, absolute must-have traits of a designer. But then, do you think empathy is also sometimes about exactly trying to understand what the user needs? But then the user themselves they might be unaware of the things that they need, right? So I think being a designer is not just about being empathetic, but it's also about adding that extra bit, right?
True.
Showing something new. Because I think having empathy and designing is actually you're following the safe route, right? You're not setting a new standard there. So maybe it is about stepping out and showing new things, right? And it might be something that your user is not very familiar with, but you're taking that bold step. And I think that 10% should come from within you, and that is not empathy. That is your courage to step out and tell something bold, show a new way, shed some new light. Just a thought that crossed my mind yesterday, and I did not plan on discussing this, but since you talked about how there should be a designer in everyone, right? Trying to be empathetic, and empathy, of course, is what makes us all designers. Like, you're trying to solve a problem, and you need to consider that problem to be your own.
Right.
You cannot be elsewhere and solve that problem. You have to be in the shoes of the person who is actually facing that problem, and that is empathy. But then I think that you should add a 10% outside of empathy, which could be looking in a new direction and trying to educate.
Yeah. So in the case of empathy, as you said, so wearing others' shoe, but we need to make sure that you had to take off your shoe first.
True.
Okay.
True. You have to unlearn probably what you have learned, and you have to forgo.
And being an empathetic person is a bi-directional one. Okay. So it's not from me. It needs to come from you as well.
True.
Correct. So sharing expectations and a mutual respect. That is how empathy works. Correct. And we are not creating a product for a single person.
True.
Okay. We can't sample a single person for a large crowd. So for that, yes, definitely we need the research data.
True.
We have to go to the ground where you have to meet the people. For example, you are communicating one message to a particular region. Okay. You can see, I'll give you one example. Now that is changed in Indian Railway. So in Hindi and English, they are announcements are very polite. Okay. But in Malayalam, that is in a different tone. The tone of voice is completely different. That doesn't mean they don't have an empathy. There is no please. Now they have, but in 2-3 years ago it won't be there. So compassion or empathy is bidirectional. So it has to be given and taken kind of a component.
So we talked about how Air India transformed, right, recently. And if you can just put one word to that transformation, what would that be?
Magic.
Magic. Great. So what's the best piece of advice that you can give for a young designer who's just starting out their career journey?
It's simple. Be compassionate. See, you just need to understand the other's problem. You need to feel it. You have to experience it. And you have to understand why this has happened. Just try to understand the cause of the problem. So easily you can become a designer.
So I think with that we can wind up this session of our podcast, and I'd like to thank Sreejesh for coming to our studio and talking to us about his experience working with several companies and also in Air India, sharing his knowledge into some of the topics around design. Thank you so much, Sreejesh.
Thank you
It was
so much, Arjun.
wonderful to have you here.
Pleasure is mine.